All right, there we go. We're good. You were kind of blurry, but hold on. Let me see if this can rock out.
Yeah, don't worry about the theme. I'll put it in. I'll put it in. I'll throw it in. I want to get started, yo.
Yeah, you kind of blurry, but I mean your audio's kind of jacked up. How's that sound, everybody? Can you hear me? Sound good? Chat.
Yeah, we live, man. Can you guys hear us?
Google Hangouts having some issues, so we just trying to make sure everything is good. They don't want us to be great today.
Yeah, my boy Marcus said we good. So all right, we're ready to rock.
So we not. I'm not gonna play the theme. We just gonna get it cracking. It was an exciting day today. A lot of news happened, and it was pretty abrupt. I saw a bunch of other Panthers podcasters. They went live. This is our day though. Can we have Monday? This is our day.
I know, right?
Sorry the news didn't drop on your podcast day. This is our day. So let us rock, man. But as everybody knows, Dave Gettleman has been relieved of his duties effective immediately as of today. Crazy.
Man, let me tell you
crazy.
Something. I'm at work.
Off the top of the dome, man. What's your thoughts off the top of the
dome? I was shocked when I heard. I was shocked because I was shocked, but then when you wait around and see what other people were thinking of why this happened, I started thinking, okay, it might make sense because Gettleman is a film guy through and through, and I think he made his moves based on that, and I think it started rubbing Big Cat the wrong way when you start talking about your Terrence Davis, your Thomas Davises, and your Greg Olsons. I think he understood Smitty, but I think now it's to the point of like, this is getting ridiculous. So I think that might have been his demise, but you can't knock his success while he was here. And we already know Jerry has no loyalty. None. He fired his sons, man. He fired his kids. So
that's facts.
You know that there's no loyalty. You think people saying, well, Gettleman is not loyal to anybody. Neither is Jerry. But I'm very stunned how Ron Rivera survived 2, potentially 3 GMs. I'm borderline impressed how he pulled that off.
Yeah, man. You went in and out on yours, so I don't know all of what you said. But I'm gonna put it to you like this, man. I'm not happy right now. I'm not happy at all right now, man. I'm kind of pissed off, man. For the past 4 years or so, it's been about continuity, man. Everything's been about keeping the same staff, not firing Shula, not everything has been about continuity. And then for you to go and make this decision at this point in time, out of nowhere, 9 days before training camp, makes absolutely no sense to me. 0 sense. It doesn't make sense to me, man. I mean, I get it. I get the Thomas Davis, the contracts. I get, that he let go of Steve Smith and D'Angelo Williams and John Beeson, all Panther favorites. I get it, man. I understand people's angst against him. But the dude has done an amazing job. Look at the contracts that he put together. He's done an amazing job strictly as a GM. Forget all the older players, but what he's done and what he's been able to do in the past 4 years has been amazing. Like look at the roster that we have. It's great. The dude can draft his tail off. He's a scout. Like I heard some people talking about, his draft class his drafts haven't been that good. Okay. Name me a better There's only you can't name 5 more GMs that can draft better than Dave Gettleman. Please. There's not many out there. There's not many out there that can do what Gettleman's done. Look at Cam Newton's contract. Look how cheap we got Cam Newton. Look at Luke Kuechly. Look at how cheap we got him. Look at these contracts and how we got people. Hell, you want a GM that wants to go give everybody money? Well, do you want Hurney back? You want the dude that's going to give everybody a highest pay? Hell, he's the reason why Jonathan Stewart's still the 5th highest paid running back to this day. What do you want? You can't have it both ways. You can't have it. You can't on one hand say, "Oh, we need a tight GM," and then on the other hand say, "Oh, we need one that treats the veterans right." I mean, I get it. You gotta find a balance. And I feel like Gettleman was doing an amazing job, man. He was doing a great job. I'm not happy, but again, I'm gonna let it play out, and I got to see who the replacement is gonna be. But I'm as of right now, I'm not too happy about this at all. I'm not happy.
I just read a report before we went on the air that Marty Hurney is poised to be the interim GM until they hire somebody.
Say that again. I couldn't hear you. Hear you.
There's a report out right before we went on air saying that Marty Hurney might be the interim GM. So get ready, guys.
They announced that?
Well, they announced it. Now, it's been reported. It's not confirmed yet. But they're reporting right now that Marty Hurney might be the potential GM, the interim GM for this season. I don't think they're going to rush and hire their GM of the future right now. So, I mean, he's a Band-Aid at best. But I'm telling you, man, you just need to hope he doesn't have so much power when it comes to these contracts, or we're going to be overpaying folks again.
Yeah, you can't overpay. Yo, you cannot. He did such a great job at getting people for value. Like, he did an amazing job at that. And I don't understand how people, like, I get it. Like, I get being mad at him or upset with him for, the Steve Smith stuff, the D'Angelo Williams stuff, the John. I get that. But with all that being said, we still won the division 3 times in a row. We still went to the Super Bowl. Like, what else do you want? Like, he put a Super Bowl roster together. I mean, come on. You sit here crying over Steve Smith, and we go into the Super Bowl, bro. Like, come on now. It doesn't make sense. You can't have it both ways.
Somebody said that Gettleman did an okay job as GM. I'm going to give you a stat that proves my point about why he was a good GM in Carolina. There's only 3 teams that had more playoff wins than him since he's been the GM of Carolina. Can you guys name those 3 teams?
Facts.
Can you name them? I'll give you a clue. 2 of them won championships. I'm going to give y'all a second to think about it. Can you name the 3 NFL teams that has more playoff wins than Carolina has since Gettleman has been the GM?
I thought it was 4.
No, it's 3. There's only 3. Nope. Denver, New England's right. And the last ones are the Steelers. So Denver, New England, and Pittsburgh are the only 3 teams that have more playoff wins than us. I think Seattle had the same amount.
I thought Seattle. Okay, more. I was gonna say because I know Seattle. I saw Seattle and I saw Green Bay.
Yeah,
I saw Green Bay up there too.
Yeah. So my point is that we only 3 other teams in the NFL has had more playoff wins than us since Gettleman's taken over. We won the division 3 times. Colin Cole posted something on.
And you crying, and they're still worried about Steve Smith. Like, I mean, I get it, man. I love Steve Smith. Just like he's my favorite Panther of all time. But like, come on, man. Like, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. You got it.
People forget why he let Steve Smith go. It wasn't about the contract. It was more about taking over the team. It was about the fact that Steve Smith did not groom a wide receiver. We drafted a lot of wide receivers, and nobody came through because of Steve Smith. Steve Smith wasn't tutoring these cats. He wasn't interested in doing it. And Gettleman knew that he was going to draft one early, and so he needed Steve Smith out of the way, and it needed to be Cam and Luke's team. It had to happen. I hated the way it was executed, but the release had to happen. So, I mean, 3 straight division titles, man. That's never been done in the NFC South. So,
yeah, I'm not a fan, man. I mean, not a fan of this move at all, man. You can't just be a charity case as a GM. You can't just be handing out money, bro. That's why, I mean, and I'm a numbers guy. Everybody knows that by now. If you don't, I'm a numbers guy. I study the cap a little bit. I kind of know how it works. And the dude was doing such a great from what he was given, the crap that he was given to what we are now is a borderline miracle, bro. Like, he was given a piece of crap for cap. We couldn't do anything. Everybody was complaining. Why we can't bring in such and such? We don't ever bring in such and such. We can't do this. We just got to the point to where we can really start making moves. We got like 30 million in cap space because of David Gettleman, because he wasn't out here just handing out money. But I really want to know the real reason as to why he was fired. I've been watching Twitter all day, and rumors out there. I hope the Big Cat comes out and has a press conference or something to kind of go over the real reason as to why he was let go, or Gettleman comes out, because if it was just over, you know, Olsen and TD and Steve Smith and all that stuff, then that's not adequate for me. Like, that's not good enough.
There was a theory that I kind of agree with to a point. Gettleman was about the film. The reason why he came up with the prices that he came up with when it came to players was based on what he saw on film. And I think that's what his focus was always on, right? Film. He was making these decisions not based on loyalty or any of that. It was just based on what he saw on the film. Based on what he saw on the film, is X player worth this amount of money? Yes or no? And I think it got to a point where he's starting to hit players that Big Cat really didn't want let go, because you got players like a Thomas Davis that really wants to be there, not going to really charge that much, and going to take that much from the cap. And he's probably saying, well, why am I going to pay even that when I got Shaq Thompson sitting back here? But he's a guy that's been in Carolina his entire career. I think that was a factor, man. I really do. I think he doesn't humanize the players. He just focuses on the film. He doesn't You can't hear anything? You can't hear me?
Not at all. Like, you going in and out. Check the chat. Maybe it's the chat window.
Can you guys hear me, guys? Yeah, because I'm getting this chat, but all right. I'm glad you sent the message, because I dang on sure. Can you hear me now? Everybody else says they can't hear me. But
are you saying? I mean, you go in and out, but
okay. So
I hear you much better now.
All right. So the thing is, man, it's just I feel like he always is focused on the film. He doesn't humanize any of the players. Like, he doesn't see that Thomas Davis is a longtime Panther. He just sees, oh, he's going down. He's going downhill. He's not playing. He's 35 years old. He doesn't see the fact that he's Thomas Davis, that he's a Pro Bowler.
Man, I mean, if you're
like
not,
he doesn't see he's Walter Payton Man of the Year. He doesn't see that he tore his ACL 3 times and still made it back. He doesn't see any of that stuff. He just sees he's an old guy. We can't pay him X. I don't want to freaking extend his contract. And Jerry might have a problem with that. And it's Jerry's team. And we know that nobody's more ruthless than him. I'm just stunned that Ron Rivera has survived through all this. I am stunned that Rivera survived Hurney, Gettleman, and maybe Hurney again, or whoever comes in again. So I am stunned that Rivera made it through all this. I'm stunned that Shula made it through all this.
Yeah, Shula. That's what I'm stunned about. Is Shula. I don't
Like
know how he survived all this.
I don't get it. Like now that I don't understand. You know, that's what that is the main thing I'm trying to understand. Cause I'm just like flabbergasted. I was shocked. I understand the move. I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it, especially the timing. Brandon Bean just went to Buffalo. The timing was terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah, the timing was absolutely like the worst. Because if we knew who Dave Gettleman was 3 months ago, like why couldn't we let him go and then promote Bean? That would have made a lot more sense. Then I could have been like, all right, that's cool. But how do you let this guy go and now we don't have any replacement, and we're just kind of sitting here with our tail between our butts, with no GM, and still TD and Olsen still aren't going to get extended. I mean, but apparently, I guess if he doesn't have a good players, I guess I can see where that would cause some problems. But at the same time, he's got to do a job, right? I mean, you can't just. It's not always about being somebody's friend. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't be friends with everybody. And I hear what you're saying with the whole tape thing. But I mean, if we gonna evaluate guys, I mean that's the best way to do it is by their tape, man. All the other stuff is cool. Watson paid man of the year, yeah, that's cool, whatnot. But the man has a track record of putting the right people on the field at the right time. I mean, all right, okay. You want to bring up what, Josh Norman? Okay, was that a bad move?
Bring up who?
Debatable whether that was a bad move or not.
Yeah, I missed the player, man. Who was it?
Say that again.
Who was the player? What was a bad
Josh
move?
Norman. Was that a bad move?
I think we didn't have to pull the tag. We didn't have to pull the tag, man. We could have waited. We could have waited. Like we could have waited to the point where we could have waited because he never signed. So it wasn't like we were in a rush to do it. We could have waited.
Yeah,
and even Josh,
Josh
was like, "Yo," but like we could have waited. Like we made the call to tag him, so we already had the hit ready. Like we had the cap hit ready. He didn't sign it. If he remained not signing it, we could have pulled it at any time. Yeah, the thought was to get the third rounder, so it worked out in the end when it was all said and done. But we definitely could have waited to let him go. I don't know if that would have changed our season.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. Like, and then you come back and then you have Bradbury who's playing better, so you get another cornerback that's like a quarter of what he's getting drastically paid way less than Josh Norman. And he's performing at a high level. Like, so was that a bad move or not? Like, I don't think it was a bad move. I mean, hindsight might be, I mean, you could say, all right, because Bradbury, he played hurt, and then you want to bring up the Julio game and all that, but I think it was a good move. All that money, I think if we were to keep Josh, I don't think KK would have got extended this year or when he did.
Well, I don't know.
It's got to come from somewhere.
Nah, but I don't know that the plan was to pay Josh that much money anyway. So I think if we would have did a tag on a 1 year type of ordeal, I would have been cool with it. Like from that standpoint, I don't think Gettleman had any intention of paying Josh what he wanted. I think he was going to tag him, see if he can come up with a cap friendly deal. If he didn't, he was going to let him walk next year. Would have still got a third round pick later. I think that's what would have happened. Because Gettleman's not going to overpay for anybody. We already know that. That's an established fact. He'll take a chance and tag a guy, but he wasn't going to pay. We probably would have still been able to keep short. because we could have tagged Norman this year and then tagged Short the following year. So we would have been fine. We would have kept Short. But it was good for Norman.
Know, man.
Norman got paid, But my big concern is now we have no contingency plan. Like, this seems like that Jerry Richardson just made this call and said, all right, I'm just going to go ahead and clean this slate. So once again, we're sitting here with no GM, 9 days before training camp, and preseason's in the month. So, and we're not going to, unless we're going to hire the guy from Kansas City that just got let go from Kansas City, who was a candidate for us when we hired Gettleman, unless we're going to be willing to take that chance and hire him, it's going to be somebody that's used to the organization running it. And that somebody could be Hurney, which I cringe a lot.
We can't bring back Hurney. I'm sorry, unless if he's just sitting there like signing checks into his position. That's all he needs to be doing is signing a check, because I don't trust him making any kind of moves on behalf of the Panthers. That dude would just sign anybody and extend anybody. I'm not a fan of Hurney one bit. And all these people that wanted Gettleman gone, Hurney, because what you can't have it both ways. That's all I'm saying. You can't have it both ways. They're polar opposites. Which one do you want? The guy that's going to put you in cap hell, or the one that knows how to manage money?
Yeah, and we can talk about how the GM work is done for the year, but that's not true, man. People get hurt. People got to pick up from the wire. That all matters.
Facts.
So you can't say, oh well, the job's done. Nah, whoever's the interim GM needs to be somebody that's going to be in the same contingency with Carolina. But fortunately, most of our scouts are still there. So, which is a positive. So most of our scouts are there. So from a talent standpoint, we should be okay. I don't know if any of them are ready to step up to be like the interim GM. I mean, it's a safe bet that we're gonna be hunting for a GM next year, and we're gonna be a high commodity. And it'll be interesting what happens too. Now, it's gonna be a bigger factor on Rivera now too. Rivera cannot have a losing season this year. His job is good as gone if he does.
Nah. Yeah, not at all.
His job is good as gone. There's no way he survived. If he shows up backwards with 7-9, 6-10, that new GM going to clean the house.
I agree with that. With the GM leaving, there's no loyalty involved. I could 100% seeing Jay Rich, the big cat, being like, screw this. And this is what makes the move so concerning, is because Gettleman took 4 years to build this, and we're a solid team at this point. Like, you've screwed up the entire playing field of the front office. Like, nobody's safe now. Nobody's safe, and there's a lot of trickle down effect that's about to happen. You got. I mean, somebody please tell me how Gettleman is not a good drafter. He way more than he missed. I mean, okay, you could bring up guys like Zilla, and you can bring up guys like Tyler Gaffney, but the guy off. There's nobody picking up James Bradbury. There's nobody picking up a trade. Who else from a small school that he picked? There's nobody out there doing it like Dave Gettleman, taking risks on small school guys like that.
Oh, he's one of the best GMs in the NFL. When it comes to drafting, one of the best drafting GMs in the NFL. Not even close.
I don't understand. There's people saying like he's not a good draft. Like, I don't know one bit. I don't get that one bit. You're not looking at the same thing I'm looking at. Sorry. You're looking at
the guy that said that Samuel and McCaffrey's the same person. I disagree with that. I think that McCaffrey can go between the tackles. I don't think Samuel can. Sam is more of an outside back. He ain't a between the tackles type of back. I will agree with my cousin that talked about the offensive lineman, because we overall as a whole we've come into seasons with offensive line problems under Gettleman. We've done that a few times, but I'm not. If you want to hit a flaw, that might be it. But he still drafted pretty good linemen when he was here, when he did draft them. But we've come into seasons where we've had, when I would wonder, like even the other week when we went over the All Panther 53, the toughest position we had was offensive line when it came to that. So, oh, all right. I think I lost Shot. I lost him. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Plymouth. We have not been in a position. Can you guys hear me? Yeah, I guess you guys can, because I can hear myself. So, but yeah, we were definitely not in a position to draft a lineman when we wanted to. Yeah, but that's my point though. Like Ezekiel Elliott was at Ohio State, Slim. So we didn't really need to have a guy, because we needed to fix our running back situation, because we're going to let Stewart go at some point. Like, I'm not denying that. We're going to let Stewart go at some point. So from the standpoint of drafting both running backs, I loved it because we needed to gain speed, and we drafted Curtis to be more of a slot guy versus a running back anyway. Curtis's job is going to be at the slot. All right, Rashad just informed me that he's rebooting the laptop, so I'm going to go through these chats, and I'll answer a few questions and chat with you guys till he comes back. So I disagree, man. McCaffrey's a between the tackle back, and you're going to find out when Jonathan Stewart is injured and he doesn't get his job back. That's another bold prediction, and I don't have the soundboard for it. Nah, I'd rather have McCaffrey, man. I'd rather have McCaffrey. I watched McCaffrey play in Stanford, man. He's a monster. Like, I don't think he's getting enough credit, and he came from an NFL family, so he knows what it takes. So I definitely would have McCaffrey. Yeah, but Cook wouldn't have been there in the second round. We would have to trade up to get both of them. I'd definitely rather have McCaffrey. And I don't know if that's really Luke Kuechly or not, but that would be awesome if it would be. But I doubt it is. But yeah, Zach Sanchez might not even make the team, man. I'm not worried about Samuel's health. Because even he's gonna be Curtis Samuel's gonna be a slot guy, you know. He's definitely gonna be a slot guy. I don't think we'll put Samuel at running back unless we get real thin in the position. Stewart hasn't played a full season in a very long time. He's good to miss a couple games. And instead of having to go to Fozzie Whitaker, we can go to Christian McCaffrey, and I'll take that. Absolutely, we're a contender, man. I mean, we got a shot to the bowl. I don't know why people don't think we do. I can argue that we've improved in some of the holes that we had in 2015. Oh, I can give a strong argument for that. I think we got a chance at the bowl. We had to give Stewart an extension. It was a cap move. It was a cap move for Stewart. Yeah, I mean, we got a shot. I mean, we can make the playoffs. And I think the team's going to actually be more motivated now, since they know that it's going to be your job's going to be on the line. Man, we got a shot, Larry. Man, don't be acting like we don't have a shot. Don't go there, man. We got a shot at the bowl. We got a shot. I mean, we're man, don't do that to me right now, man. The Patriots will be on the AFC. I'll tell you that right now. The Patriots are monsters. I live in New England, so when Carolina's not playing, that's the only game that's on. So the Browns don't have a shot. You know the Browns don't have a shot. The Cleveland Browns will never have a shot. There's too many ACLs that have to be torn before the Browns can have a shot. Nah, man, nah, because the thing is, Samuel's going to be that guy that's going to catch like 60 balls. He'll catch like 60 balls because I don't think Cam's going to be like airing it out like he has in the prime in the past. So, but the thing is, the South is going to build us, man. The South is going to build us. Whoever gets out of the South is going to be Super Bowl ready. Because I think we have the toughest division in the NFL. Personally, this is my opinion. I think between us, the Bucks, the Falcons, and the Saints, we got the toughest division in the NFL. Yeah, we're going to win a division. We're going to clinch a division in Week 16 against the Bucks. Now, the East is not as strong as us. The East are not as strong as us.